Hello, this is a summary of The Mushroom at the End of the World on the possibility of life in capitalist ruins. So this is a really interesting book, and I've really enjoyed the first chapter. It looks like this when you first open it. So it starts with discussion about, hold on. So it starts with a quote, and I'll read this quote just because it's quite relevant to the direction of the book. And it says that I'm not proposing a return to the Stone Age. My intent is not reactionary nor even conservative, but simply subversive. It seems that the utopian imagination is trapped, like capitalism and industrialism, and the human population, in a one-way future consisting of growth. All I'm trying to do is figure out how to put a pig on the tracks. That is by Ursula K. Le Guin. I think that's what the name is. So this, right from the offset, is sort of presenting one of the ideas in this chapter. And that idea is this idea of unlimited growth and progression that we have in modern day capitalist societies. So then I believe it's then she begins by discussing the Anthropocene, which is the age of humans, and she begins by discussing how this term can possibly be considered problematic, because Anthropocene, the anthro part, is the part that's human. It's almost looking at where humans originate from, is from the time of capitalism. So the timeline does not begin with our species, but rather with the advent of modern capitalism. So that was a really interesting thing she pointed out, because I didn't think of that. So again, this is really setting the grounds for this idea that she's showing in the first chapter, that there's this ingrained way of looking at things. So for instance, no, we'll move on to the next bit. Okay, so sorry. So she then starts talking about precarity and what this means. So she talks about the fact that we hear precarity in the news every day, and we imagine precarity to be an exception. We imagine the precarious nature and the precarious occurrence of things to be an exception of what's going on. And so, sorry, I've just realised this may cut out at some point, and I may have to make it into a part 2 because I haven't deleted the other videos. But I'm going to carry on, and hopefully it won't cut out. So she then says, but we imagine precarity as what drops out of the system, and what she suggests is that precarity is the condition of our time, or to put it another way, that our time that we live in produces precarity in like, it's just very precarious. And so she then starts talking about thinking through precarity changes social analysis. So what she's doing is she's saying that a precarious world is changing the way we look at things, and it's quite this is, in my opinion, keeping with the theme of the Anthropocene, in that we are in a world that is quite vulnerable to change. So it changes the way we look at things. And she says a precarious world is a world without teleology. Teleology. And I had to look up this word, and it's the explanation of the world by the purposes it serves. So what she's saying is the thinking through. What she's saying is there is no purpose. She's saying that a precarious world is a world with no purpose, like to things. So you can't explain it like that. Then I think I'm actually going to make the part 2 now, just because I think it would be better to break it down into parts. So hopefully this helps some people, and I'll make part 2 right after this.